Focus on breath work on this Tuesday morning. Let's start in standing. We're going to do some self-massage and then we'll do some movement to energize the spine, and then we'll do some light breathing. So we'll just calm it down at the end with some light breathing. So let's start off, if I can jump on the other camera. A little bit of self-massage. Just take light fists. So you've just got your fist light and we're just tapping either side of your sternum. So just gently, and I'm tapping the microphone here, so it might sound a lot louder than it should. Just tapping up and down, up to the collarbone, up and down the sternum. And as you're doing this, just breathing easy in and out through the nose. And if you feel the need, you can take a slower, fuller breath. So you could breathe in a little bit more. And then breathe out. And you can breathe out through the nose. Or, if it feels good, you could breathe out almost like blowing a candle out. So you could breathe in through the nose. Notice that that's nice and slow, and then you could breathe out slow, long, slow exhale. Or, if it feels good, breathe in through the nose. And ah. So sound, so ah sound. Notice when I'm breathing in, I'm not pulling breath in. That you can end up over breathing. I posted a little comment on Facebook the other day about, we think of nasal breathing as being good, and yet obviously the benefits of nasal breathing. But if we are forcing nasal breathing and actually doing too much with the breath, then it's still putting you into fight or flight. So breath in is quite a calm breath in. Breath in. And breath out. And if we're taking a fuller breath, because we're slowing the breath and because we are extending the exhale, got bruises on my chest now, because we're extending the exhale, taking a slower breath, you are not over breathing. So it's not like doing big, full, panting breaths. So it's very much keeping the body in rest and recovery, telling the body it's safe, it's comfortable, it's relaxed. Right, now we've all got bruised sternums. Just tap underneath. So find the collarbone here. So find that bone, the collarbone there, and just tapping underneath that collarbone. So again, just with that light fist, you're just tapping underneath the collarbone. And then bring the arm out. So turn the palm facing upwards. And then you're going to make a cup with the hand. And then you're just tapping down the inside of the arm. Turn the arm over. Come back up the outside of the arm. And then go into the shoulder. Again, we just got a cup of the hand there, so you're just cupping the hand. Here, just breathing easy. Just breathe comfortably in and out through the nose. Let's go back down the inside of the arm. Up the outside of the arm. And into the shoulder. One more time, down the inside of the arm. Up the outside of the arm, into the shoulder. And then let's go on the other side. So you're tapping, find that collarbone, find the line there, find the bone. You're going underneath lightly, palm facing up, down the inside of the arm, turn over, up the outside of the arm, into the shoulder, back round down the inside of the arm, up the outside of the arm, into the shoulder. One more time, down the inside of the arm, up the outside of the arm, into the shoulder. And then just take a moment to stand, just let the arms rest by the side. Maybe open the chest a little bit so you've got the palms facing forward, so we're not just hanging the arms nice and tall. Feel the tingling sensation through the arms. Feel any tingling sensation in the chest and in the shoulders. You might ask, when we're focusing on breath work, why we're doing this self-massage. We're doing it because if we hold tightness and tension in our arms, in our chest, in our shoulders, then that's going to restrict our breathing. So we're clearing energy, creating space so that we can breathe nice and easy and efficiently. The least amount of work, like with everything, do the least amount of work. Let's now go to the head. I'm just going to take my glasses off for this. So if you've got glasses on, it might be best to take them off. Go to the back of the neck. So here where you've got that big base of the skull there, and just tapping, gently tapping. Again, a lot of neck tension and shoulder tension will lead into restricted breathing, and also lead into almost like that fight or flight state. So relaxing, back of the neck, just tapping, and then coming all the way over the skull, so by the ears, top of the ears, and just, you can do like little rain, fingers doing rain on the skull, or just tapping lightly, getting the blood flowing, lifting the crown. And again, if you feel you need to take a fuller breath and release, remember, slowing the breath and extending the exhale is not going to lead to over-breathing. Tapping around. And then this is a good one for me, running your fingers through your hair. So fingers on the side. So really put a little bit of pressure on the side of the head, and then back down the neck. And you might get some nice tingling sensations down the neck, side of the head, and then down, back of the neck. One more time, side of the head, back of the neck. And then let's go to lower back. So fists lightly together, either side of the spine, just as you were doing on the sternum, up and down the side of the sternum, up and down the side of the spine. Particularly into this area here, into the kidney area here. Get some vibration going on the lower back. And now breathing into that kidney area. So you can again take a fuller breath in. Breathe into the back of the body. Slow, long, slow breath out. Either candle's breath or with a sound. Or with a hum, you could hum. Or just out through the nose. And then you can take palms going down the glutes, back of the legs, So you're going back and side of the legs, bending the knees, and then you're coming up on the inside of the legs. Inside of the legs into the hips. And then go back round the body, lower back. Back of the legs. Cupping the hands inside of the legs. A little bit of knocking into the hips. One more time, round the back. Down the back of the legs, bending the knees. Back and side of the legs there. Inside of the legs. A little bit of knocking in the hips here. Right in that hip crease, that hip fold. And then a little bit of light knocking on your lower dantian, so just below the belly button. A little bit of light knocking there. Soften the belly, so just breathe in, feel that point as you breathe in naturally. Softening in the hips. Breathing out. Just light, 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 light. And then take a moment just to stand. And feel the energy, the blood flowing around the body. Feel the breath light and slow and deep. Feel how this area here responds to that in-breath. So as you breathe in, soften this lower abdomen here. And then let's take that into knocking. So knocking on the door of life, bending the knees a little bit. Just knocking on those points where we've just been activating. Back of the hand just taps lower back. That kidney area where we've been breathing into. And front arm just taps across the belly. So again, this is creating vibration. We're also energizing the spine, mobilizing the spine, because we're creating rotation through the spine. Just breathing easy here, in and out through the nose. So any natural state of breathing is just light, in and out through the nose. Slow this down into water waves, so we're just swirling the arms in front of the body and behind yourself. Really slow. With that little bit of resistance. So imagine the air around you is a little bit denser, so there's a resistance as you swirl your arms behind you and in front of you. So it's like just running your hands through water. Feel the physical sensations of the air as it runs through your fingers. It's almost like breathing through the skin. I like to sort of like sense that as you're breathing in. It's not just all coming through that small nasal cavity, but it's almost like just feel the air on the skin as you're breathing in and out And as you're slowly, smoothly rotating around the spine, and then slow it down and just take a moment to stand. Step out again into that shoulder width apart, a little bit more bend in the knees. We will do spinal cord breathing. Let's do the physical movement first. So extend the spine, so you're lifting your collarbone up, you're looking up towards the sky, bringing the elbows back, keeping the shoulders down. So you're opening up the chest. At the same time as you're opening up the chest, you're tilting your pelvis so you spill out the front of your pelvis. So you're doing a tilt forwards with the pelvis, so it's spilling out the front. So you're really opening up the front of the body. And then we're going to curl the pelvis under, and you curl yourself up into a little ball. So it's like I'm just curling myself up into that little ball. So I'm tucking the pelvis under, spilling out the back, bringing my arms in, rounding the body, opening up, lifting the sternum, looking up towards the sky, and then rounding, curling yourself up into a little ball. The knees stay bent all the way through it. So you'll have that temptation to stand up tall when you come to here. Keep low on the knees so you can get that pelvic action going here. So we're breathing with the spinal cord, breathing in and then breathing out. If you practice yoga, it's very much like the cat-cow, but obviously we're doing it from a standing position, not from an all-fours position. And go at your own comfortable pace with this. Breath in, breath out, and in and out through the nose. Breath in, breath out. And notice again with the breathing, I'm not pulling breath in, I'm not forcing air into my body. It's almost that the movement allows air just to spill in through my nose, breathing in, breathing out. I'm not making a noise, I'm not breathing in, I'm pulling air in, breathing out. I really can't stress that enough. I was talking to someone during the week about running and nasal breathing, and he was going, I'm really struggling running and nasal breathing, and he was pulling air in, and obviously if you start to pull air in through the nostrils, you restrict the volume of air you can get in. Just keep it easy, light, slow and deep to start off with. We always feel we have to breathe in a particular way, but I'm just breathing naturally, but I'm just breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, really opening up the rib cage. Breathing out. Couple more, breathing in. Breathing out. Nice, and then come up to standing, energizing the spine, mobilizing the spine, opening up the rib cage so that the diaphragm can work efficiently, so that your pelvic floor can work efficiently. We've relaxed the shoulders and the neck, so we're not using these breathing accessory muscles to create any tightness or tension. One more little move. I actually get clients asking for this move now. So we do our side to side, so shifting the hips, and that lateral flow of the spine. So it's a movement that we don't tend to do in any other exercise programs. But actually, when you are walking, when you are running, there's a very subtle lateral movement. So if you find that the neck's sticking when you do this, which is what I often find, really have to let go of the neck. Make sure that you can release any tightness or tension. Leading with the hips, so hips lead and then the spine follows, the shoulders go with the spine, the neck goes with the spine. So I'm not leading with the shoulders. Quite often you get people leading with the shoulders. That's quite nice actually, it's quite a good dance move. But just lead with the hips, let the shoulders follow, let the spine follow. See if you notice any creaks, crunches. And then slow it down, slow it down. And come to standing. Let's just bring your hands over lower abdomen and just bring your awareness to that point. Now, lower abdomen below the belly button, below the belly button. And soften this area here. And just breathing normally, naturally. Feel how this area responds to the in-breath and the out-breath. If we're just breathing light and slow, here's your deep element. You're almost like breathing into, I feel as if, I get that feeling that you're breathing into the hips. But again, I'm not taking full breaths or big breaths. I'm just noticing how this area responds. Also, a point to note is when we're standing, we need a certain amount of support of the lower back, of the hips, of the pelvis. So it's not like everything's going to relax there, but you should feel a softness. So as you breathe in, there's that little bit of give, if you like, a little bit of give in the muscles in the belly. And as you breathe out, just relaxes back. It's a really difficult one to demonstrate or to teach or to cue because it's a really subtle feeling. We often talk about belly breathing and, yeah, I can feel my diaphragm working up here. But see if you can really focus on down below the belly button. Those lower abdominal muscles. So this is coming more down to the pelvic floor. Now bring the hands up to the ribs. Just put my glasses on so I can see the time. And use a little bit of resistance here so you can actually push the ribs in a little bit. And as you breathe in, feel the ribs pushing the hands out a little bit. And if you want to, you can take a slightly fuller, slower breath here just to create that little bit more resistance. So as you breathe in, the ribs want to be pushing the hands out. And as you breathe out, you can squeeze the ribs in as well a little bit. So you're just taking a fuller, slower breath here just to exaggerate that movement. Breathing in. Squeezing and breathing out. See if you can get these floating ribs moving. Breathing in. Breathing out. The trick with this as well is also not to tighten the shoulders up. It's very easy just to go, oh, I'm just going to tighten my shoulders up. So keep those shoulders down and strong. Breathing in. So it helps to lift through the crown. Move around a bit if you need to. Breathing out. Couple more. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. If you start to feel a little bit lightheaded by taking those fuller breaths, slow the breath down. We're only doing a few there as well, so you shouldn't start to feel lightheaded, but slow the breath down. Take it calm, easy and relaxed. Back of the kidneys, back of the ribs now, so go right onto the kidneys. Again, make sure these shoulders don't start pulling up and tightening up. And this time as you breathe in, do a slight pelvic tuck under. So squeeze the glute muscles, squeeze the bum muscles, so you can get that space in the back of the body. And then as you breathe out, just come to standing. So small movements. Again, just that little bit of increase in volume, so a slower, fuller breath. So we can exaggerate that movement, breathing into the kidneys, into the back of the body. Breathing out. So as you get that slight tilt, you should feel your hands almost like coming apart, and as you tuck back under, your fingers coming together there. So breathing in, tucking the pelvis under. Breathing out. Slow and long. Couple more, breathing in. Breathing out. Relaxing the shoulders, breathing in. Breathing into the back, expanding into the back of the body, breathing out. Nice. Then stand tall. Breathing in. Breathing out. Light breath, just breath in. Visualize the movement just pulling breath in, or just drawing breath into the body rather than pulling. And then you could also visualize the breath creating the movement. So as I breathe in, my arms just float up. As I breathe out, my arms just float down. Shoulders relaxed. Crossing the palms. Bringing the hands to the lower abdomen, again, that point below the belly button. Bringing the feet together. Just breathing into this lower abdomen, the lower dantian. Just breathing light. So just enough air, just the air that you need. Breathing slow, just naturally slow breath. And breathing deep. And then step out. Give yourself a little shake, have a little stretch if you need a stretch. And we will finish there. Practice those 3 points. So lower abdomen, really breathing to the hips. Ribs, that lateral expansion, back of the body. So we're really working on the biomechanics there. But remember, the biomechanics aren't just the diaphragm, the breathing muscles. The biomechanics are what's going on in the legs, what's going on in the hips, where your head is balanced. So all of that is important in terms of opening up the space for that nice, efficient breathing. Thank you. Just a couple of quick pointers. We've got some really good lunch and learns coming up. This Friday, we've got Panagotis, who is looking at intermittent fasting. So that's going to be a fascinating session. So that's this Friday at 1 o'clock. Following Friday, we've got Louise Herzog, who is an oxygen, we've been working together on Oxygen Advantage instructor training, and she has come up with this fantastic 1-minute recovery program. So we'll be talking to Louise then. And then Adam Burgess in November, who was in Team GB again. We've worked together on the Oxygen Advantage. He was a canoeist at the Olympics in 2020. He's going to give you a really good rundown on how his training with the Oxygen Advantage helped him at the Olympics. So that'll be a fascinating one as well. Also, I know we've gone over time, but on the 13th of November, I'll be heading up to just north of Glasgow to do a 1-day retreat, or you can stay overnight. There's an option to stay overnight with Andrew Ritchie. Andrew did the Zoom classes while I was away, so we're doing a 1-day retreat up there. More details on that if you want to join me in Loch, I think that's right, Tom, Loch Long on the 13th of November. Thank you for your time and attention. I will see you all on Thursday for a little bit more focus on the movement. Have a fantastic day. Take care. Bye. Bye.